Let's now get you all the latest updates in E360. We are beginning with Aamir Khan. Now, Aamir Khan has an update for us, and it is about one of his most anticipated collaborations. While promoting his upcoming release, Sitare Zameen Par, the perfectionist Mr. Khan revealed key details about his big-scale superhero film with Tamil filmmaker Lokesh Kanagaraj. Aamir said, I'm quoting, Lokesh and I are doing a film together. The film will be made next year. He's right now going to shoot Kethi, so next year, August is the date. Possibly September, that is when the shooting starts. So now we know that the much-awaited venture goes on floors in the later part of 2026. BTS star Kim Namjoon, popularly known as Aryan, is officially back after completing his military service. In his first solo live stream post-discharge, Aryan got candid with his fans and opened up about the immense mental health struggles he'd faced while serving, including a harrowing battle with insomnia. Describing his experience as deeply exhausting, Aryan shared a post, and I'm quoting, I lived like a zombie. The rapper also spoke about him having suffered from intense anxiety and sleep deprivation, so much so that he had to consult a neuropsychiatrist and began taking medication over a year ago. Now, it is no secret that Kartik, Aryan and Karan Johar have had a major fallout in 2021. The two resolved their differences just last year and are now working together on two projects, Tu Meri Main Tera and Nagzilla. But how did the Cold War end? In a recent conversation, the filmmaker has confirmed that the duo internally discussed it, worked it out and let bygones be bygones. Kejo also went on to call Kartik immensely hardworking and extremely connected movie star who has a wide fan base. Karan suggests that Kartik has a great instinct with screenplay. Genelia D'Souza will soon be seen in the upcoming Aamir Khan starrer Sitare Zameen Par, where she plays his wife. In a recent conversation, Genelia acknowledged the positive reactions from the filmdom after the news of her casting came out. However, she did slam Bollywood for not giving her opportunities after marriage. She also revealed that she had auditioned for Aamir Khan's film thrice. Ibrahim Ali Khan and Khushi Kapoor starrer Nadania, which was out on Netflix in March, faced widespread criticism on social media. Directed by Shauna Gautam, the film was produced by Karan Johar, Apurva Mehta and Somen Mishra under Dharmatic Entertainment. Karan Johar has now taken the bad reviews in his stride, but he says he will always stand by Nadania. All this while praising Ibrahim and Khushi's hard work. Global pop sensation and multi-Grammy Award winner Enrique Iglesias is all set to ignite the stage in India once again, returning after a 13-year hiatus. Catch him live in concert on October 30th at the MMRDA grounds in Mumbai for a night of electrifying music, unforgettable energy and pure pop magic. Now, the second season of Rana Naidu, starring Rana Daggubati and Venkatesh Daggubati, is all set to premiere on Netflix on June 13th. In a freewheeling conversation with CNN News 18 Sosha's Titas Chaudhary, Rana Naidu's cast spoke about the mixed response that season 1 had received for its explicit portrayal of sex and violence. Rana speaks about working with his uncle Venkatesh and how it has changed their equation. And then there's also the spunky Sureen Chawla talking about the importance of understanding women's rights on set.
Venki sir, of course, he has an amazing sense of humor. And I want to ask you, does he actually have a wicked sense of humor?
He has a sense of humor. Wicked, not so much. He actually doesn't have a evil bone, really.
Yeah.
That's how he is.
He's a saint.
That's true. He's too much of a saint like that.
Yeah.
So what we saw on screen was like an alter ego maybe of his.
Yeah, I think.
Something that he cannot really...
I guess he's been acting for so long and he's like, okay. And it was the pandemic and he saw me doing some crazy things. He's like, okay, what the hell are you doing? And then he came into this world right with us.
Fabulous, fabulous. But while you were working with him, did you sort of discover a new dynamic to your equation?
We definitely got much closer because we spent a lot more time together. We've never been on a set together like acting. Like I was always doing some behind the scenes work when he was on set. And yeah, no, I think one is we've become like that uncle relation is gone. It's become like friends. It's like here you go in some manner. It's like, oh man, okay, when you get back to set, and then we travel sometimes together. We try to we have so many meals together. So I think that bond was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you called him a saint. So did you actually see that switch on, switch off every time the camera would turn on?
So there are a couple of things. He is a man who likes to cut off himself and go to the mountains and spend a month or two. His relationship to money is very different from the rest of us. But there's a naughty side to him. And he will let it come out every now and then. And that side is what is amplified a million times over by Karan when we watch Aryan I do. So yeah.
Right. Can you add something? What was like your first conversation with him like?
Look, I had no idea what he was like, okay? When he came on board. So, for me, like when it was on Zoom, that first call, and he was...
Yeah, with the beard. Yeah, I remember that
I had a big beard and he had a beanie on. I was like, okay, this meeting is over because you are already looking the part. And I know you're a great actor, so there's not much to do. And of course, one had a sense that he was the nicest man there is to work with. So we already knew that. And the only thing was, and Rana's also been brought up and is part of a family that really loves each other. He's the ultimate Karan Johar family. But he's, okay, none of the, yeah, actually, not even. It's the...
Ye Suraj Barjatya.
Rajshri
films.
Yeah, and so the only challenge was to, of course, get them to not like each other on screen and build some of that fireworks. I was really hoping it wouldn't slip into, but they're such seasoned, brilliant actors that it just took no effort at all. It wasn't any effort for me to do anything. I just had to watch the show while directing it.
Right, but we'll have to address the elephant in the room. When that first season released, of course, people like me, we really loved watching it. But there was so much conversation about the violence quotient in it, the intimacy factor, nudity, in the show. At that time, what did you really make of it?
Well, I think that making anything of it is not the way to put it. It was all in service of the story and the characters, to be honest with you. The definition of gratuitous is something that's over the top for a reaction, and that's not what we were doing. While it might have been extreme for some viewers, it really was all in the context of the story, in the context of the storylines.
And things seem to be amiss between Indian television's undisputed queen Ekta Kapoor and filmmaker Anurag Kashyap. Calling Anurag Kashyap, quote, dumb and classist, Ekta Kapoor has come to the defense of her serials as powerful tools of representation. The spat between them has now stirred a heated debate on elitism, content choices, and what truly connects with Indian audiences across platforms and generations. But how did it all start? Let's tell you in this next report.
Hold up. Indian TV's undisputed queen Ekta Kapoor just went full savage mode on Anurag Kashyap. And it wasn't a subtle barb. It was straight up mic drop drama. It all exploded when Kashyap took a jab at Saas Bahu shows and Ekta, the undisputed queen of soap operas, clapped back hard on Instagram stories. Calling Anurag dumb and classist, she urged him to be a little more gracious and self-aware before adding that looking down upon Saas Bahu shows didn't make him cooler than the others. Yup, she really said that. And no, she wasn't done yet. Ekta also reminded everyone that her iconic Saas Bahu serials weren't just family soap operas. They were powerful cultural tools. She cited a prestigious Chicago-based research that highlighted how these shows gave a voice to women in mass media. She then accused artists like Kashyap of classism, saying, "We must do away with this. You can't sit with us, we are better. Attitude for democracy and fair play." Now, here's the tea. What exactly triggered this fiery response? It started when Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos made an appearance on Nikhil Kamat's podcast and reflected on the OTT giant's early India strategy. He said that in hindsight, maybe they should have launched with something more populist than Sacred Games. Kashyap, who co-created Sacred Games, clearly didn't take that well. He fired off a strongly worded post mocking Sarandos, saying he should have just gone with Saas Bahu shows and even called the Netflix CEO the definition of dumb. He also claimed tech executives often lack storytelling insight and that the Sacred Games was too nuanced for this market. So now, it's not just a filmmaker versus a producer. It's gritty realism versus massive melodrama. And social media, it's eating this up. What is your take on this entire debate? Do let us know in the comments and make sure to subscribe to Shosha for more such stories from the world of entertainment.
Sydney Sweeney, in collaboration with Dr. Swatch, has launched a limited edition soap made with the actual bath water. It is priced at a whopping $8. That is 5,000 bars, sold instantly, by the way, crashing the website. Fans who missed out were furious as well, while others began reselling the soap online for up to $2,000. Yes, you heard that right. Celebrity bath water is officially a desirable item now. Watch this report as I say goodbye.
It's a mad world out there, and just when you think you have seen it all, the internet pulls out a fresh dose of madness. The latest, people are actually scrambling to buy a bar of soap made of someone's bathwater, and that certain someone happens to be Hollywood darling and certified bombshell Sydney Sweeney. And if that wasn't bizarre enough, some are now reselling this quote-unquote souvenir for absolutely bonkers prices online because apparently nothing says luxury like second-hand celebrity bathwater. In case you somehow missed this absolutely wild piece of news, here's a quick refresher. Sydney recently teamed up with men's grooming brand Dr. Swatch to release a limited edition soap called Bathwater Bliss, which quite literally contains water she bathed in. The launch happened on June 6. Only 5,000 bars were made available, which vanished faster than anyone expected. The soap went on sale at a fairly reasonable $8 but crashed the website within minutes. Disappointed fans then flocked to social media to vent their frustration, saying they had eagerly waited to grab a bar, only to end up empty-handed after the website crashed and everything sold out in seconds. But now it's being sold online for anywhere between $100 to $2,000. And for those wondering if this is just a gimmick, then let us tell you that it is very much the real deal. Sydney herself confirmed in an interview that during the product shoot, she actually took a proper soak in a tub, used the soap, and the water was then collected for the product. As for those asking whose brilliant idea this was, turns out the bathwater business was Sydney's own brainchild. Honestly, maybe we have all had enough screen time for today.